Hey, you rocking with Head Cannon Graps. This is Off the Dome, and we're going to be talking about a quick road to WrestleMania. I just had some ideas with the Rumble coming up this weekend, and I'm getting more excited about some of the potential matches. And with that go home promo we just had on Raw, it's had me wondering who's going to be facing the champions for those top titles, men's and women's. And so, before we get started talking about WrestleMania and the road to WrestleMania itself, hit like, hit subscribe. We have a subscriber goal of 30 we're trying to reach, and we're almost there. So, be one of the few to help us reach our goal. But also, check out other videos on this channel covering who attacked Jade Cargill, Willow Nightingale's road to the top, who's going to be transferred in this transfer window, also the top title wins of last year, 2024, and who's going to have some of the top title wins we want to see in 2025 this year. And so, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this road to WrestleMania. I'm so excited to be going to the Royal Rumble this Saturday. And so, we're looking at who's going to win that Royal Rumble. For me, personally, it's a CM Punk win. I thought Seth Rollins might be a dark horse, but then I started to think ahead, and the story of Seth and his character needs to turn with this more. He needs to be desperate, and you can see the desperation starting to grow. Okay, I lost to Punk. Okay, I need to get to the Rumble so I can stop Punk from getting to his WrestleMania goal, because at least I can win in that fashion. He won't. He'll even be eliminated by Punk, and so that'll just stick in his craw a little bit more. But then we're gonna look over the women's Royal Rumble. We got Io Sky winning. I think the internet has kind of talked about this idea of Rhea and Io, and you've seen different pictures that people are just fantasy booking this match, and I think it's going to be a really entertaining match and one of Rhea's best matches she's had on the main roster. And I think it's the most compelling match she can have on Raw going into WrestleMania. So I think Io's also been one of the most dependable people we've had on Raw, and whether it's her coming over here as a heel, doing the babyface damage control tag team run, and gaining and garnering that fan support to just now be the solid main event women's performer on the roster that they can depend on for Saturday night's main event against Liv or these other different opportunities and war games and whatnot. I think it's Io's time to go right back to the women's title scene, but last year was the WWE title, this year it's the world title. And I think she's gonna end up choosing Rhea in the end. Now, also at the Royal Rumble, we have that ladder match going on, and I do think Cody Rhodes is gonna win that match. I love the idea of Sami and KO for the world title at WrestleMania, and it'd be the perfect 3 WrestleMania arc for Sami, with him winning the tag titles, him winning the IC title, and then him winning a world title. After having to do his job to Johnny Knoxville 4 WrestleManias ago, now he's walking out with the world title. It would be a great start to finish story for him regaining and growing as a main event character, but I'm thinking that's for next year's Mania, sadly, and I think we're going to have to skip over this one. I think he's taken up with Drew. He'll get that win over Drew that now with 11 losses to Drew, the 12th one's got to be the try. So Sami will face Drew at Mania and beat him. And I think KO has a date with Randall, so I think he's kind of taken up for that scene too. But that takes us to Elimination Chamber, where in the men's chamber, I think KO's going to get one more shot to try to get at the title. And he's going to be KO, it's going to be Solo, it's going to be Braun Breaker with the IC title still on him. Just, I want more gold. I want to see Austin Theory in here, which I know you might say, hey, whoa, what? Austin Theory? That's the best you could do? Would you rather see a one-on-one Austin Theory John Cena match, or would you rather me have John Cena AA him off the Elimination Chamber? You know you want that one. So Austin Theory's in here for that spot alone. And we're going to have Roman Reigns. And of course, if Austin Theory's getting 8As, you can see this man. John Cena will be in the Elimination Chamber. Roman's going to get attacked by Fatu. And I believe Jacob's going to come in the match when somebody's getting eliminated to lay a beating down on Roman. He might lay a beating down on most folks in the match. KO's going to be off in the corner chilling. Maybe Solo gets eliminated. Fatu comes in here to recover Solo's body, lays a beating down on John, because John did eliminate Solo, because Solo got that big beating on him at Crown Jewel last year in 2023, so John's got to get that back. So John eliminates Solo. Fatu comes in, takes out John. and takes out Roman. KO comes in and gets the pin on Roman before eventually KO gets eliminated by John Cena. Austin Theory gets eliminated by John Cena, and John Cena goes to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes. I believe Roman's plans are going to be focused upon Fatu, and so we're building him up as this monster, and eventually he's going to be going after Roman to get that respect back on his name and his family side of the name from Tongans and whatnot. But that takes us to the women's elimination chamber, where I have Charlotte, I have Bayley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Becky. And I've been going back and forth, and I know the world is saying it's going to be Charlotte versus Tiff, and I don't want that match. I don't know why, it just doesn't light my world on fire. But I can see a world where that happens. I don't want to see Becky against Tiff. We've seen that in NXT, and that's something we've seen before. Bianca and Tiff, I wouldn't be mad at, but I don't know if we're going to go that direction because of where Jade might go. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time and a whole nother video. But later on the Elimination Chamber card, I believe it's going to be Seth versus Logan versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth is going to pin Logan Paul and win the World Heavyweight Championship off of Gunther. Gunther will be protected in this match, and I forgot to mention it earlier in the whole video, but I think we'll get an appearance from a Wild Goldberg at the Rumble, and so him making that appearance in there, loses in the Rumble, gets eliminated, just to star stack that Rumble a little bit more. But then he comes out here because he remembers that disrespect that Gunther said to him in Atlanta. And yeah, he didn't show up in Atlanta this time, but Goldberg shows up, gets his pound of flesh back on Gunther, spears him maybe out in the blue, and then takes Gunther out of the match. Seth gets the pin on Logan. That then gets you Gunther and Goldberg at WrestleMania. Seth and Punk now. Seth has Punk's focus, and now Punk is going after him, cashing in his Rumble shot against Seth at Mania. So I have Seth Rollins at Mania versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I have Rhea versus Io for the Women's World title. I have Cody versus John Cena for the WWE title. And I got Tiffany walking in as champion versus Charlotte Flair, chamber winner, for the Women's WWE title. What do you think of that? How do you feel about that? I think some additional pieces to come out of this is you have KO walking into WrestleMania and even post WrestleMania being able to brag that he has a pinfall over Roman Reigns and that he beat him. I think he's going to lose to Randy at WrestleMania, but that's because on this promo from Punk on Monday, he talked about, I'm going to be the friend that stabbed you in the front. Well, I think Cody will get past Cena at Mania, only for a friend to stab him in the back in Randy Orton, because Randy made mention of it last year that, hey, this won't be a problem until you make it a problem. And now Randy has been taken out multiple times due to this nonsense, and some of this is with Cody dragging him in, whether it's Bloodline 2.0 taking Randy out, whether it's KO getting mad at Cody's actions, and then now Randy reaping the repercussions of that. It's Randy's upset and he's coming back for blood, so he's going to take that WWE title. I love to talk about it. John's going to lose to Cody, but John's going to get that 17th world title going through King of the Ring. That little adversity. He might even get a little CM Punk John Cena final. And then John goes on to SummerSlam to face Randy Orton for number 17 at MetLife, taking that title off of him. What do y'all think of all of these decisions? Where do you think the road for 2025 is going to take us? And I'll throw you a wild prediction for 2026. I think KO and Drew McIntyre are going to be walking in as champions into WrestleMania 43. But hey, comment below, let me know, and like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the other videos. But I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace and chicken grease.